Well, she was born on May the 20th, 1881, and she died in 1972. That started in her house, and they objected to her being the people that came to pick up her pies. They didn't really, the uppity people on Yates Street didn't really want them coming to her house. And she was asked one year to run for mayor of St. Catharines. That's how she was thought of. She wouldn't do it because she still had her work to do. She didn't want to be not doing it. She was very kind. She was had a sense of humor. She gave everything. She would give you his shirt off her back. She would do anything for you. She was very kind. Very kind.
When I first came to community care, I didn't realize the vast programs, how many different programs that community care has to offer. I think that is one of the hidden secrets about community care. It's not just a food program or a clothing program. There are, I think 19 or 20 different programs now running, I want to say, out of community care, and I think a lot of people don't realize that.
Individuals that are being served downstairs, and then it's like, well, I don't only need food, I also need housing. Come on up, right? So it's a very easy access for us to communicate and try to serve an individual as a whole, or an individual who's coming in here who needs housing. Well, do you also need ID? We offer that. Do you also need assistance with your utilities? We offer that. Oh, you also need food. Okay, we offer that. We also have a Christmas program. We also have, and it's endless, right? So when individuals leaving are like, I didn't even know like these programs existed, right? I mean, we are pretty well advertised and try to make sure, that our name is out there and the programs that we offer are out there, but individuals don't know how to navigate the system. They don't. They've had every door slammed in their face, so it's very difficult sometimes.
What has been the best part about this organization is we have the ability, because of the support we get from the community and a very strong volunteer base, that we have the ability to react to the needs that are out there. And we can do it quite quickly, and we can do it in the best interest of those people we serve.
Our job basically here is to deal with the daily issues that, or the daily problems that clients have, whether it's hunger, whether it's financial issues, income issues, money management issues, identification issues, all kinds of support for various and sundry things. But the larger issues that we can't deal with, like I said, the access to mental health and mental health treatment. We work very hard to try and partner with organizations and the region and other to find help for those larger issues. Even though we work very hard at it, it remains very difficult for us to find the proper support and treatment for a lot of our clients.
So if we don't offer something, then we're picking up the phone, we're researching, we're, conversing with other colleagues. Hey, do you know where this is offered, where an individual can go for this service, because we don't have it here. We're not just shutting the door on individuals coming in seeking a service.
We've created that kind of like that integrity that might have felt like, that might have been missing with that person when they first walked in the door and they, entered into the agreement with trusteeship, and they may have now felt that little bit of confidence. Now I have a place of my own.
That's the spirit of the organization. That's the heart and lungs of this organization is the people that come every day knowing exactly what they're going to get, exactly what's going to come through the door, It's not, well, you can make it fun sometimes, but it's not fun stuff. It's stuff that is usually making people's lives very dark and difficult, and you have to be a part of making that better.
I do wish that, I guess in a sense, we didn't have to exist, because I wish that there wasn't such a great need. However, I'm glad that we do, because the reality is there is a need, and the need is growing. And we are seeing much more complex circumstances and struggles from individuals than what we've ever seen before. I keep saying I'm not going to get surprised, and somebody comes in and they surprise me with what's going on, and I just cannot believe that that is where they are at, and that, that's what they're facing. So,
sometimes it feels shameful to ask for help, and it's hard, especially when everybody really does think that you just should know how to deal with money, and it's hard to ask for help. And and when you make those mistakes and the bank won't help, and you feel like you can't cash a check, and you don't have, you feel like you can't get a place to rent because you don't have good credit, and it's really hard. So it starts this cycle of homelessness, and you find yourself very challenged.
Because typically when they're coming here, we're normally the last stop on the block. They've normally gone everywhere else, and they have nowhere left to go, so they come here.
We have to sometimes do our jobs very quickly, because in my case, if it's an intensive case management position, which is usually 10 to 15 clients. Well, I've got names of 50 people on my desk that I deal with in an intensive manner at times. So I can't deal with them on a 10-to-1 basis. I'm dealing with them on a 50-to-1 basis. So I have to be very judicious with my time, and I can't. There isn't a whole lot of time that you can just spend with one person doing all the things that you should be doing with them.
I mean, there is two sides to the coin. The one side is, individuals who are coming in, do you look at it as, okay, well, maybe they have always needed the service, but they didn't want to seek it, or is there just a greater need? And I personally feel there's just a greater need, and that there are more and more people that are, income is just a much bigger issue than it ever has been in the past. We have so much unemployment, and so people just honestly don't have enough to live off of. That's what the biggest barrier is in this society, and it's very frustrating.
Yeah, there's a lot of clients just not accessing the health care that they need.
Even with our healthcare system
Yeah.
in place.
Yeah.
And as much as we would hope that someday it wasn't necessary, there's always going to be in society. It goes back to the beginning of time. There's always those who cannot look after themselves through no fault of their own. We need to be there to support them. And I think as Canadians, we need to recognize in our value system, we value supporting other people. And therefore, it's imperative that we never forget that there's people who don't have what we have.
About me, it's never about me, it's always about serving others. Oh, okay.
So I often think, what would Leon Taylor think if she was here today? The organization she created with a pot of soup on the back of her stove and her frozen petticoats, I think she'd be proud.
The heart of Leona Taylor's message and mission has just carried on, throughout all of these years, and we just continue with the heart of it, really, I believe.